1,000 hours total flying time and has flown more than 50 different types of aircraft, including the Goodyear Blimp Columbia and Television's Airwolf helicopter. During his flying career, John has flown numerous aircraft, from turboprops all the way to jet aircraft for Northrop Grumman, an aerospace company. As a corporate pilot while he was there, he flew such notable figures as Dick Cheney? Former Vice President Dick Cheney, California Senators Barbara Boxer and Dianne Feinstein, and former Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger. As a professional airshow pilot of 30 years, John has flown more than 1,000 airshow performances. He has flown high-ranking military and civilian events, including air shows at Edwards Air Force Base, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, Naval Air Station Point Mugu, and Naval Air Facility El Centro, as well as Vandenberg Air Force Base. In addition, he has flown for San Francisco's 50th anniversary of the Golden Gate Bridge. He has also organized and flown in such events as San Diego's commemoration of Pearl Harbor and the Doolittle Raiders operation of World War II. John is an experienced aerobatic instructor with extremely high rankings in the International Aerobatic Gold Cup Championships and is currently what we refer to as an ACE, an Aerobatic Competency Evaluator for ICAS, as we said earlier, the International Council of Air Shows. John and Wardog have been featured in numerous national and international publications, television programs, and feature films, including Gypsy Angels, an action-adventure film from 1989, which also starred Vanna White. And as we said, having had the privilege of working with John for 25 of his 30 years as an airshow performer, I've had the opportunity on a number of occasions to join with him here at the airshow at Marine Corps Air Station Eltoro. Once again, a great privilege for him to be back at the Great Park event. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as the smoke is on from your right, as John performs his tribute to the American veteran.
In my dreams I'll always see
North American T-6, or the SNJ as it was known in the Navy and the Marine Corps, was designed in the late 1930s as an advanced fighter trainer. The engineers at North American Aviation designed an aircraft powered by a Pratt & Whitney R1340 radial engine of about 600 horsepower, and with a power plant and the weight of the aircraft, it handled in a similar fashion as one of the fighter aircraft of the day, such as the P-51, in a combat configuration. It was an outstanding advanced training aircraft. It was flown throughout the Second World War and into the Korean conflict, and beyond that, with more than 15,000 of this aircraft type being produced. And through its design life, the T-6 underwent a series of modifications, with the last model of this aircraft being produced in the early 1950s. In fact, the AT-6 represents the largest number of training aircraft of its type ever constructed. During the Korean War, the United States Air Force and Marine Corps used this aircraft as a forward air control airplane, and in fact, a T-6 actually claimed one kill against a MiG-15 jet aircraft, with some of the T-6s being modified to incorporate a pair of .30 caliber machine guns. No other trainer in history has been used by so many countries spanning the period from 1938 until the present day, and in fact, the country of Turkey still uses the T-6 today. This particular aircraft has trained more military pilots than any other airplane in history, and again, because of its outstanding design, it was able to give the best possible training in all types of tactics, from ground strafing to bombardment and aerial dogfighting. Some of the equipment typically found on a T-6 include bomb racks, blind flying instrumentations, standard cameras, and, as mentioned, .30 caliber fixed and flexible machine guns. Now, John's aircraft was built in 1944. It was first stationed right here at Marine Corps Air Station Eltoro in Orange County, and then sent on to Miramar Air Station in 1946. And in fact, at one point, Wardog served as a carrier qualification training aircraft on the USS Cabot while it was stationed in Florida. The paint scheme that the Wardog uses today is a replica of the very same paint scheme that was worn by this aircraft and aircraft of this type during their early days serving at both Marine Corps Air Station Eltoro and Naval Air Station Miramar. The green stripes on her wings indicate that she was utilized as an instrument trainer. And during the war years, as was a very popular thing, the logo for the Marine Corps Air Station Eltoro, known as Fernand the Bull, was designed by Walt Disney. And in honor of Walt Disney, all of the aircraft that were based here at Eltoro carry the WD on the rudder and the vertical fin of the aircraft. This particular airplane was retired in the 1950s from active duty, and in fact found its way to Japan, where it was utilized until 1964 as part of the Japanese Self-Defense Force. The airplane was due to be scrapped in 1977. Wardog was purchased and rebuilt into its original configuration as you see it now by Warbirds West of Compton, California. In fact, John had the opportunity to help with the aircraft's restoration and then eventually became its new owner. Again, the airplane powered by the 600-horse Pratt & Whitney radial engine weighs in at about 5,800 pounds with a 42-foot wingspan, and it swings just about an 8.5-foot diameter Hamilton standard propeller with a top speed of 250 miles per hour, stall speed of around 64 miles per hour, which is why it was such an outstanding military trainer. Now, the sound you hear, that raspy sound coming from the nose of the aircraft, is not made by the engine. It's the tips of the Hamilton standard propeller that are breaking the sound barrier with each revolution that make that very snarling sound. What's interesting is we can hear it down here on the ground, but in the cockpit, John cannot hear that same sound that we hear down on the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we mentioned that the fog is moving in, so John is going to make his way back to his home base. And as he does, normally he would be coming back in to land and taxi in front of the crowd, but I'm still going to take this opportunity because it's part of his performance, even though he's flying to his home base. I want to take this opportunity to ask all of you in the audience here this afternoon, are any of you veterans?